You're listening to the Patenting for Inventors podcast with registered patent attorney, Dr. Adam Diamond, founder of Diamond Patent Law, the #1 source for securing your intellectual property needs. Now, here's your host, Adam Diamond.
Hello and welcome to the Patenting for Inventors podcast, episode 22, How to Format and Assemble Your Patent Application. My name is Dr. Adam Diamond, a registered patent attorney and founder and owner of Diamond Patent Law in Los Angeles, California. I can be contacted through my website at patentingforinventors.com. That's patentingforinventors.com, or you can call me at 424-281-0162. And while most attorneys can only practice in states where they are members of that state's bar, patent attorneys are actually allowed to practice patent law in any state, so feel free to contact me regardless of where you live. In episodes 9 through 21, I've gone through all the parts of the patent application. Now we want to get it ready for filing. There are lots of steps to go through to actually get your application filed, but one step is ordering all the parts right and formatting it in the right way. Let's start with the overall formatting. Some things are just preference on the way that I like to do it, but not necessarily a rule, and others are actually rules. I'll try to make the distinction, but there might be some things I say that I do that aren't actually required, but I think are just good practice. Everything I'm saying is related to electronic filing, which is what I think you should do. Try to avoid paper filing applications because it's more expensive and I think less reliable because things can get lost in the mail. So it's better if everything is done electronically. I'll go over how to submit an application using electronic filing in a later episode. So for the paper, I use US letter, which is 8.5 by 11, but the European style is A4, which is also acceptable. I also like to use Microsoft Word, but before filing, you have to convert it to a PDF. For margins, the top, right side, and bottom should be at least 3/4 of an inch, and left side is at least 1 inch. The spacing must be 1.5 or double spaced in a single column of text. If you look at a printed patent application, you'll see columns, but that's all done by the patent office. When you file, it's just a single column, nothing fancy. You should use a non-script font. I use Times New Roman, and the size is preferably 12 point. This applies to all of the written text. I went over drawing requirements in an earlier episode. So on the first page, on the top, you write the title of your invention. It should be short and not too detailed. It should also be less than 500 characters, but most of the time it's a lot shorter. I usually try to keep it around 7 words or less if I can. Below the title, I'll include the inventors' names. The Patent Office Guide says that it should also include the citizenship and residence of each application, but I actually don't see that on many applications. Below that, the first section is the section called Cross-Reference to Related Applications. Don't start a new page for this. Just skip a line from your inventors' names. The section headings should be all in uppercase, but not bolded or underlined. If you're not connecting to any of your other applications, you can skip this part. I think it's a better practice to actually include the section title, and then below it you could write not applicable. I think it's good practice because if anything ever changes, you can just change the non-applicable part to the right thing instead of trying to add a whole new section that wasn't there originally. Below that is the statement regarding federally sponsored research or development. For most of you, this is not going to apply, so you can write not applicable. The next section heading is the sequence listing, table, or computer program listing appendix submitted in electronic form. There's a good chance that you don't have this and will probably also just write not applicable. The next section is the background of the invention. Following that, the next section is the brief summary of the invention. The next section is the brief description of the drawings. The next section is the detailed description of the embodiments. After you finish the detailed description of the embodiments, this is the first time where you do a page break. All other sections before this don't make a separate page. Now, start a new page, and on this new page, on the top, write claims. Then skip a line. After you finish your claims, then you start a new page, and at the top of that page, you write abstract, or abstract of the disclosure. Then put in the abstract you wrote, and it should be a single paragraph and no more than 150 words. That's it for the specification. I like to do this in one Word doc and not 3 separate documents, even though the Patent Office requires the specification, the claims, and the abstract to be on separate pages. This is because of page numbering. The pages have to be numbered consecutively in Arabic numerals, either in the top center or bottom center of each page. It's easier for the page numbers to be consecutively written if it's one document instead of trying to fix it all up in 3 different documents. It's not a requirement, but it's recommended that you use paragraph numbering. There's a certain way paragraphs are numbered in a patent application, and instead of just doing 1, 2, 3, it's written out as open bracket 0001, close bracket. The next paragraph is open bracket 0002, close bracket. There's a way to set this up automatically in Word. Don't label the claims or the abstract with paragraph numbers, though. The Patent Office also recommends that the left margin of each page has line numbers every 5 lines. You can set this up in Word, so on the left side of each page you'll see 5, then 5 lines down you'll see 10, then 5 lines down you'll see 15, and so on. I would try to keep your drawings in a separate file and not try to combine them in a Word file or the PDF because it makes things harder. Just keep your drawings separate. I think that's about it for the major formatting rules and ordering requirements and recommendations, but if you do a search for USPTO, Patent Application Formatting Requirements, you could read more about the details on what's required versus what's just recommended. If you want help with drafting your patent application, you can contact me through my website at patentingforinventors.com, that's patentingforinventors.com, or call Diamond Patent Law at 424-281-0162. I'm Adam Diamond, and until next time, keep on inventing.
Thanks for listening to the Patenting for Inventors podcast with host Adam Diamond. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review on iTunes. The contents of this podcast are intended for general informational purposes only. The facts of every legal matter are unique, and the content of this podcast should not be construed as offering legal advice for your specific legal situation. For more information and help with your own intellectual property needs, contact Adam Diamond at patentingforinventors.com. That's patentingforinventors.com. Or call Diamond Patent Law at 424-281-0162. The preceding information may be considered an attorney advertisement and does not establish any attorney-client relationship.